And we are back. Last we left off, the unfortunate fellowship has found themselves in dire straits as Monsieur Benoit has been overcome by the foul Gaston, who turns out to be some kind of necromancer, who has kidnapped his sister, and he was besieged by the undead remains of his men-at-arms, whom surrounded and then butchered him. He is currently bleeding out in his box kind of stand seats that he has at the top of the viewing options out there. Down on the tournament floor, we have Seamus and Marius. Seamus being viciously attacked by the vampire, whom we found out had a much different name than what he went by. Does anybody remember it?
Michael Freeze?
Yeah, I mispronounced it. It's actually Michael Freeze, but that's fine. It's German, so I'm assuming that's Michael is how it's supposed to be pronounced.
I think, yeah.
Michael Freeze, but yes. Sir Michael Freeze let his presence be known and savagely beat one Seamus McCready. And having completed his objective, was making a retreat after butchering the vast majority of peasants and pretty much anyone at this tournament field. The beleaguered knights trying to make a stand, as well as some of the men-at-arms that were on the verge of breaking themselves. However, some large direwolf creatures begin ripping through the right side of the tournament grounds, making a beeline towards Marius and Seamus. Seamus being unconscious at this point, Marius attempted to defend him as best he could. However, one of them managed to get to the unconscious Seamus's corpse, soon-to-be corpse, and ripped it asunder. He, though not dead, is in very bad straits. However, Marius is Marius, and he cheats, and he killed all of my minions.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Damn it. He's proceeded to butcher his way through the large dire wolves, made it to Seamus McCready, and managed barely to just get him back up and running. Only to be...
You damaged me, bro.
It's true.
Me,
he got nicked. There's a little scratch on his chest. Just a little one. It's fine. However, a creature was set to retrieve one of the two, or possibly both, Seamus and Marius, as a large, very big Vargeist descended from the sky, which I will mention at this point, that while you had a sunny sky, as the undead started making their appearance, the sky began to darken. I regret it. I wish I would have said this earlier, thinking back on it.
GM question.
Yes.
We're in Paravon. Where are the Pegasus Knights? Where are they at to come and take this beast out?
I mean, did you see any Pegasus Knights at the tournament?
No.
Okay, then. Let's continue.
Good point.
So, yes. Let's continue. So, the sky began to darken, and the sun was all but obscured. Unnaturally quick. Definitely shouldn't happen. No storm, there's no rain or anything. There's just dark cloud cover that has descended. The Vargeist attempted to snatch both Marius and Seamus, however, was only successful in grabbing Mr. McCready and began to fly away. And that is where we are going to pick up. However, we're going to pick up in the stands, in the box, with Mr. Benoit.
Oh,
Bragdon, you are unconscious and bleeding out. So there is nothing for me to explain right now. However, I need you to make me a death roll. You have 2 bleeding conditions. If you roll above an 80, that is the end of Bragdon.
I'm scared.
Oh, good.
Can I re-roll it?
Do you have any fortune?
No.
Do you have a fate point?
No.
You got a fate point. I know you do. We're going to use that fate point.
We're gonna have to.
Yeah.
This happened the last time I made a death roll, too.
Yes, it did.
Yep.
Bragdon, you're unconscious. However,
remember I called out to the lady.
you did call out to the lady. Oh,
Grab that tear
I
of the lady
forgot
pendant.
completely. You don't have to make this roll. Bragdon, you're at 0. You're bleeding out. I completely forgot about something. You feel a warmth, Bragdon, deep inside of you, as you're laying there, and you hear the snarls and the clank of the rotten meat and armor that were your former bodyguards descending upon you. And right in the center of your chest, the warmth expands, and your bleeding conditions are gone. Any exhaustion you might have incurred is gone.
Oh, wow.
And there's a bright, piercing light that disperses through the area. Oh my God, these are undead abominations. Let me roll for this.
Oh, yeah.
3.
It was a 99. That was the roll, by the way.
Yeah. Well, 3 of the creatures flinch away, and you can, as your eyes open, and there's just this bright light shining from your chest, Bragdon. 3 of them, the eye sockets where you see the balefire just fizzles out, and the corpses drop empty to the ground. The 4th stumbles away, but still manages to cling to its unlife. And then there's a sickening cracking noise, and the light completely dissipates. And the pendant that Mother Inga gave you, the Tears of the Lady, is snapped in twain, and is brittle and falls to pieces around you. You have 1 wound.
Did his job, bro.
You have 1 wound, Bragdon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You don't have any exhaustion or any bleeding conditions. All your conditions are wiped, and you have a single wound. It is your turn.
I'd like to get up.
Okay.
Where's my sword? Is it in one of the zombies?
Your sword is in the head of one of the corpses nearby.
Okay.
You're currently
I'm
not
going to-
engaged with the creature that is kind of shunned away from you, but you will be shortly.
Okay. I'm going to reach down and grab my sword.
Okay, give me a strength check at -20.
Okay. All right, that's a 15. That's better.
Okay. How many success levels?
It's 1.
Okay. The 1
It
is
was
enough.
15 out of 30.
All right, yeah, one is actually enough. You had to have at least 1. So you managed to
Okay.
wrench
We're back.
your sword free. I'll give it to you as a free action. If you want to use your action to attack, you can.
Oh, yeah. Now,
Alright.
I can't see where the... God, you said it was a necromancer. The Gaston creature, he's already... I didn't see him give Emma
Yeah, at
to
this point,
the Vampire Knight, did I?
yeah, no, you did not. You've lost track of what all has transpired while you've been unconscious. You're not sure.
Okay. All right. In that case, I am going to try to destroy, kill, and take out the closest zombie, the zombie that's still moving.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Okay. All right. Hold on. We might have did this, we might not. What's my penalty? Is it a negative 20?
Yes.
Okay. Nope. I rolled a 41, so I needed a 37.
Well, just tell me how many just tell me the degrees of success or failure. That's all I need.
It's a failure of just a failure, not even a full success,
Okay.
or one success, one level of failure.
Yeah. So you lunge towards this this creature, this which it's definitely not human at this point. And though your grip is awkward, you still manage somehow to strike out, and it doesn't seem to have the reflexes necessary to defend itself. And you slash into its torso for it appears to be 9 wounds. Because that's your minimum damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And the creature stumbles back just a few steps and is now going to try to stab you. So go ahead and defend yourself, Bragadine.
I got momentum.
You do get 1 momentum.
Okay. All right. Oh shit! I think this is gonna be awesome. It's 47. That'd be minus 20. I rolled a 44 under 47.
All right.
Nice.
Bragadine, how would you like to end the last man-at-arms?
I'm not doing anything showy here. I'm desperate, a little panicky, trying to fall back on the train. I'm just gonna try and lop his head off.
All right. So it's awkward because you're fighting with your offhand, but I guess something about the undead nature of the creature, it's not as well put together as it was before, and you easily slice through the neck and the bone in an awkward kind of hit. Clean head comes clean off and then stumbles nearby.
That's right.
And the light in its eyes goes dim. What would you like to do, Bragadine?
So have we already used my free action?
Yes.
So to get my okay. All right. I am going to any remaining movement I have. I'm going to head towards the ramp or the stairs to try and exit the box.
Okay. You begin moving, I'm assuming in the direction where Emma was taken?
Yes.
Okay, you begin moving down there and you see Gaston approaching a group of individuals about probably 90, 100 feet perhaps. They're all on horseback, and you notice that it's not quite horseback, as the steeds are skeletal in nature, and the men sitting upon them are in completely from head to toe blackened plate metal. He approaches the group of them and begins passing through towards somewhere deeper. It's hard to see exactly what's happening because of the angle, but you at least get that much. And you see peasants are being murdered, fleeing the tournament fields, just being cut down here and there. And there are several bodies between you and them, and they are being pursued by what looks like large wolves on the peripheral of the fields as you glance out, as you have a very good view here on the stairs of what's happening around some of the other places. And you glance out towards your keep, Bragadine, and you see smoke billowing from the Chateau de Bonneau.
Oh, God.
You see the fields nearby. Some of them are burning, and people are just screaming in every direction. Are you moving down the stairs?
Yes. At the same time, I don't really want to do a perception check on this, but it's just like, where are the other knights? There should have been some other knights there, I would have thought.
There should have been some other knights there. You don't see anybody currently.
Right.
You do, however,
How far away?
see the corpse of one knight, at least. That looks like he was almost clane in two. And he is, his horse and himself are both dead at the feet of the small gathering of undead individuals that the necromancer passed through.
How far away is the tent that Gerard is supposed to be sleeping it off in?
You would have to get down the stairs, and it would be off to your left, the opposite direction, and that you would be at least about the same distance, at least 100, if not more, feet away.
No, I was gonna kick him awake, but no, I'm fine with that. I come down, and if I have to do a perception check on this, I want to find Marius and Seamus.
Okay, now it's easier to do it from the top, because you remember where.
Okay, then
last,
let me stay on the top.
Yeah, or last you saw them. Go ahead and give me a.
Okay.
Well, you won't even need me to give me a perception test.
Okay.
This is going to be awesome. However, you go to glance out, Seamus, and you see this giant bat-like creature moving downwards and swiping at both Marius and Seamus, who are in the center of the tournament field. Several bodies littered around them, and there are large wolves that have been slain. Just the corpses littering the field, 4 of them at least. And you see this creature lunge down, and Marius nimbly moves out of the way, but Seamus looks like is crippled and wounded, and he does not. And the creature closes about his person, and he begins flying away. However, it is flying in your direction, Bragadine.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it might make a pass by the box office in its trajectory. And you do see the slumped form of Seamus in its claws, currently feebly struggling against the talons.
All right. Spoiler alert to anybody who hasn't seen the Skywalker movie. I'm about to pull that move where Rey jumped up, did the flip, and chopped up Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter. So yeah, I'm gonna make it past that.
Shit, you do a flip?
Are you gonna flip?
No, not really, but I'm definitely gonna try and attack.
Okay. All right.
I'm trying to attack this.
I want to put this in perspective real quick. This creature's massive.
I'm listening.
You will, however, need to make me a cool test to see if you even have the audacity to attempt what you're saying.
Okay. Do I get a bonus for my rage seeing my sister attacked?
No. No, you do not.
Okay.
You do not.
Let me see. Well, I've still passed it, it looks like. Oh, that would have been 52.
You need 2 success levels.
Well, I rolled a 39. Uh-oh, I didn't get 2.
All right.
I got
how many?
1.
Just 1? Okay, with 1 success, you do not succumb to terror. However,
okay,
a little bit of fear creeps in to the old bones. Something you're used to, Bragadine, at this point.
Oh yes. Oh, yes.
A little bit of,
I'm a coward.
And this creature just looks horrifying. It is a grotesque humanoid monstrosity. You cannot move any closer to the source of your fear, unfortunately. You are stuck in the box, just looking out at it as it begins to pass by. However, it does pass close enough to where you can attempt to either throw something, or if you wanted to give me an athletics test, I would let you attempt to kind of swing out, like really lunge out and make a swipe at it.
All right. I'm not going to pass an athletics test. Well, actually, I don't. I just got a -20. I have to get like 10.
And you have an additional -10 for being in the presence of the source of your fear.
Okay, so that would be like I'd have to roll 3. Gosh, I'll just have to do the coward's route. Is there what's close by that I can throw?
There's an assortment of pole arms from the dead men at arms laying around. There's also like the remnants of a few of the chairs and tables and things that were set up in here. So there's plenty of things you could use, but a pole arm could be used as kind of like a javelin if you wanted to attempt that. Okay. However, you are one-handed.
I don't believe Bragadine would know how to do that, actually. That's a coward. Like, would not know how to throw that. Just because that's a coward's weapon. I mean, he's not going to use that. But maybe can I grab a helmet or something like... I'm thinking something small and metal.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely...
Like something small and metal, and I heave it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me just a straight ballistic skill roll at -10.
Well, guess what? I got a 9. So
how many success levels?
1 level of success.
1 level of success. It's considered an improvised weapon. However, you're pretty damn strong. All right. You actually throw this... I'm going to say it's probably one of the... what would this be? It'd probably be a helmet of sorts. One of the helmets from one of the men-at-arms. You grab it. It kind of has that disc-like kind of protruding edge.
Kind of like a frisbee.
Yeah.
Or an odd job from a man with a golden gun.
Yeah, exactly. You sling it, and you hit the side of the creature's head as it twists to the side. And as it does, its grip on Mr. McCready slackens ever so slightly. Seamus.
Yes.
You have an attempt to break free if you choose to take it.
What would that require?
Okay, well, I mean, it depends on how you want to attempt to break free, is what it will require.
I have no strength. So
you have no strength.
I don't see myself trying to break free.
Okay.
I can't even walk.
I will allow you as it shifts. You could attempt to stab its foot or leg or something. You still have your hands free. You're not like bound. It just has a hold of like your chest area.
Then I'll attempt some type of slash at it, I guess.
Go ahead and give me a slash.
With a -30, that's a 98 out of 30.
So you feebly, and there's no heft behind it. It hits the side of the leg, but doesn't even break the hide. It just slides off, and it begins to fly away. It begins to fly in the direction of what you now see, Bragadine, from up here. You see the undead horsemen were at the bottom are riding off. They're riding away. You're not exactly sure what their final destination is, but you do know they're heading out of Beno lands for sure in that direction. And the Vargeist is traveling with them above.
Okay.
However, you do see something else, Bragadine. You see the stables off to the left.
Oh, yes.
And you see several of the undead men-at-arms are laying about the edge of the stables as if they were cut down.
Oh.
And a beautiful white-maned horse begins galloping out of the stables with a man riding the top of it in full plate armor, blood dripping across his face. He's missing an eye. And he has a he has a moderately sized sword clenched firmly in his right hand. And
Does he have a lance?
he does not have a lance. But you would recognize him. You would recognize him very well as Gilles Benoit, your uncle. Your master at arms, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And he...
Never been so glad to see his stern face.
He trots out and is glancing around, and he sees the foul creature flying away with Seamus, and is going to attempt to retrieve him. All right, Seamus. Bragadine, you see this Pegasus unfurl its wings and begins rapidly beating them, as there was a single Pegasus in the stables that no one remembered about. Yes, it begins beating its wings and flying up towards Mr. McCready. He lashes out towards the creature and hits nothing but air. He just slides by the leg. It just... It's in his blind eye. His right eye is blind. He can't see anything. So he... And then instead he reaches out with his other hand, Seamus, and grabs a hold of yours. And is going to attempt to pull away from the creature. Seamus, I need you you can't give me a strength check because you're almost dead. Let's see here. There's nothing you can do, Seamus, because you're useless right now, unfortunately.
Yep.
Let's see how I do.
I'm dead weight.
Not bad, not bad. He begins to pull, and the creature... you start slipping very slowly out of its grasp. Go ahead and give me a melee attack, Seamus. One more.
That is a 65 out of 30.
Okay, Seamus. Once again, just harmlessly clanking off of the hide. As he has your hand in his hand, firm grip. He's going to attempt to one more time. Last shot. He swings the sword out and clips one of the talons, and it loosens. And as it does, you begin to fall, Seamus. As it lets go of your body, and you begin plummeting. You can't make me a strength check to hold on to this man's arm. And let me see. He does not have the strength to hold on to you, Seamus. You're about 60 feet in the air currently. As you and he reaches towards you, and you begin free falling towards the ground. Let me. I gotta make
plate armor. I'll be okay.
I gotta make a ride check. Thankfully he's a good rider. He tucks the wings of the Pegasus in and darts down for you, and barely manages to get there in time. As he kind of catches you by the belt, and let's see here. Let me see if it does. Yep, you hear a pop, Seamus, as his arm dislocates from the weight of holding a man of your size in full plate, as he's holding onto the reins of the horse, and he's barely holding on there, and just through sheer grit, as he's trying to turn the Pegasus around, he throws you over the back of the saddle, and begins turning about back towards the tournament grounds. Bragadine, you watch all of this take place from the top of the box, as it happens rather quickly. The Vargeist turns around and then looks like it's going to give chase, but then it stops. As a jagged bolt of black energy is launched from the ground and spears through the Pegasus's head, and it comes clean off. As
Oh my god.
What is happening?
This is horrible.
as the creature is still mid-flight and begins plummeting towards the ground. You're not as high up anymore, thankfully. But the creature is definitely dead, and you are falling at a quick pace. Let's see here. Well, Seamus, do you have any skills that might be of use here? As you're currently plummeting towards the stables.
Let's see. I have strong legs.
Okay, that's
And
let's see. Well, let's just see how this goes. So, obviously the horse is useless because it's dead right now, and Uncle Bonneau is going to attempt to leap free, and he's going to attempt to aim for the thatch roof that is the top of the stables, and hopefully brace your guys' fall so you don't die instantly.
all right.
I'm assuming you're going with him.
Yes.
Yes. Man, go ahead and give me an athletics test.
Lovely. That is a 58 out of 16.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Out of minus 30, I can't pass anything.
I know you can't. It's unfortunate how this all happened. He pulls you with him, and it looks like he aims pretty true as he jumps free of the falling horse and hits through the thatch, bracing some of his fall. Seamus, you go to do the same, and you get over the top of the roof, but you hit one of the beams. Square on. And then you fall another 20 feet to the ground. I'm just going to go ahead and say it's more damage than what is you're capable of holding right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll a critical wound real quick.
All right.
Because there's no reason not to. Let's see here.
This is one hell of a trip.
Let's see here. Oh, body. Okay. All right. Well, it could have been bad. It could have been worse. So you essentially just get the wind knocked out of you, but it's not going to matter because you quickly go into unconsciousness as you're racked with pain and your shoulder re-tears and you gain 2 bleeding conditions as you hit the ground with extensive force. And yeah, Seamus is unconscious in the stables right now. Okay. That brings us to let's go flip over to old Marius Wolf. So yeah, so Marius, you see most of this as soon as the Vargeist takes off. I'm assuming you're probably running in that direction.
Yeah, probably trying to chase her.
Yeah, trying to give chase, and it's going up towards the stands. So you begin to force your way into the stands past these screaming people, which are really starting to thin out at this point as they're either dead or being chased by the undead at this point. And you see Bragadine up there, and very boldly, despite his cowardice and the shaking in his hand that you see, pelts this creature in the face with a helmet of some make. And as the thing flinches, you can just tell that Seamus is just too weak to do anything. And then you see the whole debacle of the somewhat failed attempt to rescue Mr. McCready by Bragadine's uncle, and ultimately ending with them plummeting into the stables. We're out of combat at this point for all intensive purposes because people are either dead or, as you're now starting to see, the undead nearby are walking in the direction of the fleeing vampire and his companions. So they are not attacking anybody any longer.
Okay. I guess if whoever I'm running across first, I'm assuming probably Bragadine.
You see Bragadine up there. You could attempt to make it up there if you'd like, or you could start trying to move towards Seamus. It's up to you, really.
Well, I would probably, if I'm like running past Bragadine, I'd be like, Bragadine, I think Seamus fell over there, and kind of just point where I think he fell, and just try to find him and the man. I don't know if I could see his uncle was the one, whoever was trying to save him.
Yeah, you could at least you at least saw some a Bretonian knight go down attempting to save Seamus.
Yeah, I probably just kind of try to wave Bragadine on if I can see him standing up and trying to go find.
All right,
Seamus and
Marius, where
Bragadine
have you
and
been? I
the
just
night.
spot 10 zombies here.
of course he did.
I was on the field with Seamus. Let's go. Let's hurry. And just trying to find Seamus. And
All right, you are.
anyone else I can try to help along the way, I guess.
You're currently in the stands. You can either move down the stands back towards the tournament grounds safely, Marius, or you can give me an athletics test as you vault over the side and go the superhero route in a more straight line towards where Seamus fell.
Ooh, I'm in the stands?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will superhero it, probably.
All right, give me an athletics test.
It's a 5 out of 35.
Okay.
36.
Yep, that's good. So you launch yourself over the side, and with dexterity you usually don't have, you kind of hit the ground running as you do like a bit of a commando roll, and then keep moving towards Seamus's direction where you believe he fell. Okay. Monsieur Benoit, what are you doing?
I am... Marius! Quick, we must grab Seamus. I saw which direction they're headed in. We must save my sister. And I'm going to run down and basically run over to start following. Is Marius ahead of me? Or basically I'll run over towards him in his direction.
Yes.
As I'm running towards Seamus.
Yes, and I will say your fear is gone now that the Vargeist is out of sight. So that is dissipated. And you fall in behind Marius because he's moving quickly. And you don't hear a response coming from the stables as you approach. You do see the corpses of several knights, and many horses look like they've been butchered inside of here. There is just blood, and the smell of blood is so pungent, it's almost enough to make you both start to gag. There's a lot that's happened so far. But you make it to the edge of the stables, the two of you, Marius hitting them first. And you move to go within Marius, and you see the first person you see is Seamus, laying there, just through the doorway, openly bleeding once again. He doesn't look good.
I will try to rip off some of my puffy shirt.
Okay.
To try to use that to staunch the bleeding because I have no bandages left.
Go ahead and give me
just go ahead and give me any kind of cloth I have.
Yeah, give me a heal check.
Okay. said Lang. That is going to be. Well, I'm going to have to use a fortune. It's too low. Too high. Last fortune. It's going to be a 23 out of 37.
20, 33. That is just enough to keep both, to remove both conditions.
Okay.
Yeah. So you move over to Seamus, and you see that for the most part, the plate mail that he's wearing is ruined, all of it. Just from between the events that have transpired and then him falling a good probably 40 feet or so out of the sky, it's ruined. So you begin peeling off the plate on his chest, and it's actually surprisingly easy and loose at this point. The chainmail appears to be intact, but there's a massive, it looks like his ribs are just bruised and battered, and you see a large cut across his chest. You pull up the chainmail and begin to staunch the flow with what you have on hand. Rip on off a piece of your own shirt that is more clean than the rest, though not by much, and compressing it into the wound and stopping it from bleeding. You can remove your bleeding conditions, Seamus.
Oh, yay.
Yay! But you're still not conscious yet.
Nope.
He is unconscious, Marius, and you're having to hold pressure to keep it from reopening because he needs surgery right now. It's in this moment, Bragadine, that you see movement off to the left of Marius.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a men-at-arms stumble in his direction. And a pole arm in its hands that comes weighing down. You have an opportunity, Bragadine, to intercept.
Can I see if this looks like a normal man-at-arms or if he looks like one of the zombie undead men-at-arms?
Judging from the movements, it's definitely not alive.
All right. I put on a burst of speed. Marius, watch out! And I will try to... Should I try and knock it with my sword, or should I try and actually grab the polearm?
It's up to you. You only have one hand.
I'll attack him with my sword.
Okay, go ahead and give me a defensive roll as you intercept the polearm.
Okay. Alright, that's a good roll, but let me see if it's going to do it. Negative 20? I got a 37 out of 37.
Okay. So you run up forward and smack aside the haft of the blade of the end of the poleaxe, and it slings to the side, misses Marius and Seamus both, and clinks into the wood of one of the stalls for the butchered horses nearby. And the creature begins to try to pull at it. And Marius, you hear this happen, and you glance over your shoulder, and you see the zombie that once was a man-at-arms. However, Marius, if you release pressure on this bandage, Seamus's wound will open up again, and he'll have to make me a death saving throw, essentially, or be dead. So the choice is yours, Marius. What would you like to do right now?
All right. Well, I guess. I guess I will just keep on holding then.
All right. I mean, you can speak. You know, you can do whatever you'd like.
Marius would probably just be holding down, hoping that Bragadine can fend him off.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Michaud Benoit.
Mm-hmm.
It is your official turn now, as there is a single zombie that is currently threatening you and the rest of the Fellowship, and it is up to you to defend them.
All right, sorry. Oh, I've got one point of momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try and attack this thing. Let me see. 35. I think I got it. Hold on, I'm doing the math here. So 37, 47. I got one. I got 35 under 47. One level of success.
Okay. All right. That definitely hits. You cleave into the right arm, and let me see. You do. All right. Yeah, that's pretty good damage. Pretty good damage. Cleave into it.
Okay.
And it startles back a little bit. It is going to attempt to lash back out towards you. Go ahead and defend yourself, Bragadine.
Oh, yeah, 26. Okay, so that would be 57, 30. I did it with 3 levels of success.
Okay. All right. You nimbly dodge backwards and parry aside a very clumsy stroke. And it is your turn again, Bragadine.
All right. That's another momentum. And we are going to try and take this guy out. Come on. 36. 36 out of 67. So 3 levels of success again.
Okay. How does it look when you kill the zombie, Bragadine?
I'm a little bit more angry. A bit more full of myself. And I try and stab him up because I'm shorter than him. Kind of stab up through underneath the jaw. Like in that soft part underneath the jaw and up to the head and the back of the brain case.
All right. Easily done as you lunge forward and stab up. And as it goes up, you see the balefire light from its eyes and instantly snuff out as you pierce what appears to be probably its brain. And then you slide the sword out and the corpse falls limply to the hay floor with a thud.
All right. I'm right there with Marius and Seamus now, right?
You are now, yes.
Because I'm defending it. Yeah. Marius, we've got to get them up. We've got to chase those undead fiends. And it looks like my home is on fire. We must go grab him and follow me.
I know, Bragadine. But Seamus needs a surgeon. Find that butcher.
Oh, of course. Grab him. He will not be here. He will be at the castle, I hope. Come on.
Yeah. As you begin to say this, yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Is it feasible to pick him up and keep pressure on the wound? I'm assuming I have to stay here and
Currently, you're having to stay there. You're adept enough to probably fashion something with enough time to compress it without you having to hold it.
Okay.
So I'll give you there's plenty of things in this stable, like there's leather straps and things like that. So I will say with enough time, you can fashion something to compress it without you having to hold pressure yourself. However, as you begin to kind of direct Bragadine what to do, you see movement once again further into the stable, Bragadine.
Mm-hmm.
And you see another figure stumble out of a nearby stall. Clumsily in your direction. Go ahead and give me a perception test.
I can't see him clearly.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception test. We'll see how this goes.
I'm hoping this is someone hiding. Actually, I'm hoping it's the surgeon. Alright. Oh my. Let me see here. It's not great, but... Can I do it with my ears since it's kind of dark?
Did you fail your sight?
No. Well, I did fail it. Okay. DM question.
Yes.
Perception check. I don't get any penalties because it's not really related to my
No,
harm, right?
no penalties.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I passed it. Let's see. So that would be a 61, and I rolled a 52. So just success.
Okay, that's fine. You glance over and you see that this individual is wearing plate armor, and there's like pieces of hay sticking up out of it in different places. And as he passes into a little bit of light from the hole that he fell through, you see the mangled remains of the right side of his face as your uncle steps into view. Oh, well, at least I see you've gotten better with the sword, Bragdine.
Dart, help me bind his wounds. We must find the surgeon and the castle.
And he's
It's
holding
on
his gut, Bragdine, and you see there's a massive, what should be a splinter, but it's about the size of like a small steak, sticking out of his gut currently as he's stumbling towards you.
Marius, what do I do? Wait, here, Uncle, let me help you. And I'll go and I guess try and get underneath, like hold him up under one of his arms.
You hold them up, take some of his weight. You're strong. You're a decently strong man at this point. You've done some training in your adventures, so you can easily take the weight of him. He is taller than you, however, so it's a little awkward. But you brace the man up with his one remaining blue eye and his kind of sandy, kind of blondish hair that he's got, or dark hair, excuse me. His is much more dark than yours. And what is our current destination?
If I'm picking up Seamus, I guess probably towards the castle. Try to see what's going on there.
All right.
You know?
You begin moving. You move out of the stables, and you can still hear that people are just screaming.
Are there any horses in the stables
in
still?
the distance? You look around the stables. You don't see any horses left that are still alive. All of them have been butchered. Okay. At least the ones in here. There are several stalls that are empty, like somebody may have taken them.
All right.
But as you remove yourselves from the stables, your uncle coughs, Bragdine. Bragdine, I've got bad news. I've come from the castle.
What happened? I see the smoke.
Your father, Bragdine.
What about my lord?
Father is dead.
No, he is not, no, I don't know what you're saying. He is not here, he was not fighting. He cannot die.
He is dead, Bragdine.
No, he's as strong as the mountains we live in. No. You are delirious. Let us get up to the castle.
I tell you, boy, he's dead. Your mother is distraught. I can't find your brother. And I hear your sister's been taken.
I saw them steal him.
I would have given chase, but
what about my other sisters?
I don't know. I'm hopeful they've...
Oh.
Well... We'll be taking stock of the corpses after this, but there was a skirmish sometime, not moments ago, at the castle before I came. That's how I knew there was something going on. The Lord came quite ill, and he had to be treated. We called for the surgeon. But the surgeon never came. And he succumbed to his illness, Bragadine. Your mother's dead now.
Can't see because I'm making a serious face, kind of just like this hardening look.
Mm-hmm.
It's like cold fury.
The
Gaston attacked us. He was some kind of undead creature, and the men of arms.
I don't know. Many of our house guard turned on us. It was I don't know what happened. One moment they were standing guard, and the next they were shambling corpses. It makes no sense.
What about the other families? Are there any of our allies still here?
Well,
Or have they all fled?
most have fled. In fact, any of note
aware
have
of this.
fled.
I'm sorry, you said who fled?
All of them. All of them are gone.
All of them? Okay. Okay.
They don't deserve the title Bretonnian. You said you do not know where the butcher is? Surgeon. I'm sorry, Marius. The surgeon.
Yes, I did not.
Gillette.
I do not know. He did not. He did not show when called. I was going to look for him, and that's when I discovered the tournament fields were also under attack. I sent messengers a while ago, but I fear they did not get far. Many of the horses I saw butchered in the stable. All that was left was that Pegasus, brought by the Dupuis, no less. But they appeared to not be in need of it. And well, you saw what happened.
I did. We must find some kind of horse. Like Seamus cannot walk. We could put them on a horse or a cart. If we cannot find the butcher, perhaps is the temple of Shalia just down the way by the village again? Is it still there?
You look in the direction of the village, and you see nothing but thick black smoke.
Marius, my home is on fire. Our lands are burning. There are undead around, and they have killed my family and my guards. I'm sorry, my friend. I don't know what to do right now. Gillette, we must go back to the castle. I am now the Lord Bonneau until further notice. You are my man at arms. We will go to the castle. We will find out what's going on, and we will address it from there. And I will do my best to try and actually move him faster and see if there's any way. And I'm keeping my eyes out for a cart, a sledge, anything, any peasants, anybody to help us try and get Seamus up there.
Yeah, everybody is pretty much cleared out of the vicinity, nearby vicinity. They've run scattered. You pass many bodies, in fact, where it looks like they were run down and savagely ripped to pieces.
Okay.
After a few moments, more than a few moments, after several minutes, you make your way to the main thoroughfare, the main road, leading to the Chateau de Bonneau. And you can see there's signs of fighting. The smoke is not as thick as it was at first. Apparently, attempts have been made to stifle any fire that may have spread. And there's a pile of bodies as you see the drawbridge is down and the inside of the courtyard is open, and you see a pile of smoldering bodies in the center. Stacked, at least 15 15 to 16 bodies in the center. Some of them...
Do I hear any?
Go ahead.
Do I hear screams or people talking? Or any sign of life?
There's currently some men at arms that are taking bodies from inside the castle and then moving in the direction of the piles and tossing them on to the pile. So the number of dead is increasing. But you hear the whinnying of a few horses off to your right in your personal stables. However, right at the gate, you see a few servants that just have blank faces, like they've seen horrible things happen.
Do I recognize any of the servants?
Yes, you don't pay attention to many servants outside of Gaston. However, there was something that I should have mentioned earlier, because you have very high perception. Back when Seamus was being attacked, when you were moving to retrieve him, Bragadine, you would have noticed towards the base of the stairs, there was some skin laying at the bottom of the stairs. And you'll be damned if it didn't look like the right half of Gaston's face just laying there. Just the skin.
All right.
There's no more. Is there still fighting going on? Is there still like?
You don't hear any fighting anymore.
Conflict.
Yeah. You don't hear any more open conflict.
Okay.
From here in the courtyard, you don't hear anything.
I'm trying to find a place to lay down Seamus.
Yeah, there's plenty of places nearby. However, as you move into the courtyard, Bragadine, your uncle speaks up one more time. Bragadine, there's matters we need to discuss in private.
Yes, of course. First.
These men do not speak our tongue, do they?
No, they do not.
Well, then it's safe to speak now. Out of earshot of everyone else. No, this is important, Bragadine.
Just one moment, please.
This is important, boy.
To save Seamus's life, give me.
I know that creature.
Yes, my uncle.
I've seen him.
You know this creature. The creature with the skin slot off on it, the one that took Gaston's face.
I don't know what
what
you speak of. I'm talking about that pale-skinned monstrosity that took your sister. Mihail Freeze. I recognize him.
Freeze.
It's been about a little over 20 years since last I saw him.
That's an Empire name.
Yes, it is, Bragadine. There's something you need to know.
Quickly, man, tell me.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Rise of the Forsaken.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was a rough one.
Sorry, boys.
I got a plan to try and save your life, Seamus. I got a plan.
He's got a plan. He's got a plan. He's got a plan. Yeah, it's sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
We kind of lost that one.
Some things did not go
It
well.
was very Empire Strikes Back.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, Seamus, you spent most of the entire session unconscious. I apologize. There's not much can be done about that. Luckily for you, though, your critical wounds were just like negated by the fact you were already unconscious and beaten. So that's good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So, oh man, I am excited for the next episode by far. I honestly thought you guys might have done worse than this. So I'm giving you a thumbs up.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
We did pretty bad. We did pretty bad.
You did bad, but it could have gone a lot worse. Yeah, it could have gone a lot worse. But yes, we have been, Rise of the Forsaken here. We always do favorite moments. We'll see if anybody has any favorite moments from the cast and crew. Let's start with Mr. Wolf.
I really like the first bit with Bragadine and the Necromancer, like him surviving. I thought he was gonna go down real quick, but he survived for a while there, and fighting off some of those zombies. I was like, 4 zombies. Oh, this is looking grim.
Yeah.
But he managed to get some good hits in, and sticking moves. So I enjoyed that. Also, I enjoyed when Seamus got thrown away like a sack of potatoes, just tossed. I was like, oh no!
Yep.
That's
true.
He managed to survive too. He was fighting him off for a second there. I was like, oh shit, he might be able to do it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. It was. It's just that exhaustion once again. It's it's like the bane of your party. I don't know why you keep getting them. I don't know who's planning this. It's weird.
I don't either.
How about old Seamus, Mr. McCready? Favorite moments of the night?
I enjoyed my entire little story arc I had. I fought a vampire still. Everything was going alright till he critted me, and then he was gonna eat me, and then a wolf ate me as I was on the ground, and then some flying animal, picks me up, takes me away. I rode on a Pegasus for a little bit until its head got blown off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I fell through a roof and cracked my ribs on a beam. And
Yes.
It was fun. I went on a little trip and it was enjoyable.
It was indeed. At least you weren't taken. I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to get you back, but it worked out. It all worked out in the end. Thank God.
Uh-huh.
That was a little win. How about Bragadine? Favorite moments?
Oh man, so many. I really enjoyed just the. Let's just get to the chase. It was Seamus. It was when the wolf went over to just gnaw on him. I was like, oh my god, and it was just like throwing across the yard and getting picked up by the. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Doobie. That was my favorite part. His entire, with everything that happened to him, was just insane.
Mm-hmm.
It was all for the love of a woman.
For the love of a woman.
I do appreciate the fact that the gift that Mother Inga gave me,
yes,
saved my life.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
I almost forgot that it had that feature. There was something else it was supposed to do that you'll never know what it does anymore because it's shattered into nothing. But it had a feature that if you ever hit 0 and were about to die, that it would activate and save your life one time. And it did. So that's a plus. Mm-hmm. Yes. So yeah, that worked out really well. Favorite moment for me was probably beating the living shit out of Seamus McCready with a vampire. Not gonna lie, I enjoyed it thoroughly. Enjoyed it a lot. Really wish I could do the same to Marius. Maybe someday. Maybe when I get him to stop cheating, it'll happen.
It's not cheating, bro.
It's cheating, damn it.
Oh,
God damn it.
Just accept it, bro.
It's fine. I accept it. It's fine. I accept it.
Good.
It's fine. It's fine. So, but yes, viewer decision for next sesh. I need to know from all of you at home listening in. I need to know how much ground are the enemies covering while the Fellowship is patching their wounds.
They stopped at Sonic, so no ground.
They stopped at Sonic.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Why not have them stop at Sonic? We'll do that. But I need to know how far away their destination is from Chateau Bonneau, essentially. It's up to the viewers, be it your peril or perhaps just a twist of fate will work in your favor. We will find out next session.
They're probably watching those two girls mud wrestle in that town.
I mean, there is that, except for the fact that you saw nothing but smoke coming from that town. Pig's gutter. So, yeah, we'll see.
All those pigs.
All those pigs. Probably get some bacon over there right now. Yeah, awesome.
Swine.
That sounds pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Well, now that I'm salivating, let's go ahead and just close this out, guys. We would like to say thank you on behalf of all of us for watching. And, we're recording this right now during the current pandemic that is racking the globe. And just would like to, anybody listening, just make sure you be safe and do take this seriously if you are listening.
Wash your hands.
Do wash your hands. That's a big one. Wash your hands. So we're doing the same. We're lucky enough that we still get to record these because, what do you know? We do them online from the comforts of our own home anyway. So this worked out all right. But I know a lot of people are affected by this, and just try to be safe. And I hope you enjoyed the session. As usual, guys, I've been Jumbo Thick. Do make sure to vote in the comment section for the viewer decision. We read all the comments anyway, regardless. So even if you feel like just dropping one by for one of us, go ahead. And we'll all be checking because most of us have nothing else to do anyway right now. But yes, this has been Rise of the Forsaken. We hope you enjoyed it, and we are looking forward to seeing you guys next time. Have a good day.